Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to TìandTarot, or welcome back to TìandTarot if you've been here before. So today's reading, we're just going to be looking at what's next for you in love in terms of a actual relationship, and this is a singles only reading, so I'm not going to be looking at anybody who's in a relationship. This is more like, what's your next relationship going to kind of be? When's that coming in? Who are they? Are there multiple options? That's more so what this reading's going to explore. And today's reading is going to be a longer one because I've been doing kind of quick readings lately, and I feel like I should give you guys some time, give you guys some attention, some love, so this is going to be a longer reading today. We're really going to get into it. We'll have so many different types of oracle cards, tarot cards. We'll also get the tabs that I use, where I'll show you, where I keep them in cups and I pull out, features or, maybe lifestyle habits or traits in your person that you really like. So we're going to be looking at those as well today. So really getting into deeply who this person is. So we're really channeling somebody who is solidly going to be in your life. So today we have 3 piles for you to choose from. We have pile 1, 2 and 3. And you want to choose based on the object on top. Instead of crystals, today I'm using earrings again because I really liked that last time and I love all my earrings and I kind of want to show them off. So that's what we're doing today. But you can also pick your pile based on the energy, the number of the pile, the number in the timestamps, or based on the zodiacs in the timestamps below. If you want to choose with the earrings, I'll get into those with you now. So for pile 1, we have some angel and devil moon earrings. For pile 2, we have some hammered bat earrings with a little star and a moon as well. And for pile 3, we have some snake and moon earrings. So we have some very heavily moon themed earrings today, I didn't even realise. But it matches the tablecloth I'm using, so, which is actually a skirt, by the way. But yeah, once you have picked your pile, there will be a timestamp in the description box below for you to find your reading more easily, and I'll meet you there. Bye. Okay, hello my pile 1s. So you chose the angel and devil moon earrings. So let's get those out of the way. And let's take a look at your first set of oracle cards. So you have Labradorite with strength, transformation and intuition, the third eye and crown chakras, and Sagittarius, Scorpio and Leo. So that could be your star sign, or it could be the potential star signs of this person or potentially several people that are coming into your life next. And you have I welcome transformation into my life. And your next card is Surrender to the Divine with the full moon. Okay. And let's get your next oracle cards before we take a look at your tarot cards. Okay, so you have the butterfly. So yeah, really big transformation energy is coming in for you. And you have the Cayman and Poppy with dreams in reverse. I was also feeling this second card for you, which is the sheep and blackberry with devotion in reverse. I'm also feeling a third one, but I don't really want to get that many cards out, but I am also feeling this one. Graceful persistence with the hawk and thistle. Okay. Very juxtaposed with this type of animal. There's like opposing energies here of like predator versus prey, innocent versus not. I'm not going to try and analyse too deeply yet. I kind of want to get more first. Okay, so we want to know more about who this person is that's coming in for you. Your next partner or partners, what are the options that are coming up for you? Okay, we have the Devil and the Seven of Cups. We also have the Hanged Man. Oh, which one was that? I don't know. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. We have the Hermit. I'm gonna put it here, but it is gonna be a bit out of frame. We also had the Lovers in reverse as well. We also had the World card in reverse. And we also have the Knight of Wands. I'm going to stop there, I think. But I'll keep these on the sideline in case we have any more questions, because clearly they wanted to come out for you. But yeah, let's take a look at your cards now and get into this. I might actually take notes throughout your reading so I can remember what I've kind of spoken about throughout and keep track and make sure I don't miss anything for you guys, because I want this to be very, you know, in-depth. When I'm kind of seeing, still got the pen in my hand, but hey ho. When I'm looking at the Labradorite card, the first sort of thing I'm thinking is that this person, whoever it is that's coming into your life, they have a strong sense of protection and loyalty and safety as well. And I think that's why we're also getting this Sheep and Blackberry card here with devotion, because I think this person feels very connected to you straight away, and they feel the desire to be very devoted to you, very loyal, very protective. They want to be your sense of safety. And so even though we've got this kind of graceful persistence card here, which can feel a little bit intimidating sometimes, especially if, you know, graceful persistence, the kind of shadow of that is not taking no for an answer, you know. But the light side of that is that this person isn't afraid to demonstrate that they want you. And because we've got all of these protection, safety, devotion cards, they're going to be very gentle in their approach, although they will be persistent. So even though they're going to keep trying to woo you and impress you, I do think they're doing it in a way that is very kind towards you, very, very respectful, and doesn't infringe on your safety in any kind of way. So they're not working from in the shadow of this card, they're working from within the light of it. So even though this is predator and then like prey, they're not treating you in a way that feels intimidating or scary, you know. They recognize that they might have more privilege than you in this situation, and so they know how to not yield that against you. They know to give you space. So I'm getting that energy there. But then I'm getting a completely different energy. And I don't know if, because we've got butterfly and transformation, I don't know if this person is the same person who's giving this secondary energy, because it implies it would be, because it's about transformation. But when I see butterflies, I personally always think of two, because in the past I used to, you know, interpret readings for myself, and butterflies always came in twos for me, and they always represented two things coming in. So, and there's of course two halves of that butterfly, so it makes me feel like it could be two different people, or it could be that this person has two very different energies, and it could be that they've worked on that side of themselves, because they have the Hanged Man here. There was a point in their life where things were stagnant, things weren't working, and they had to change their perspective and change themselves and transform. So it's making me feel like this person had to change the way that they were, because otherwise they were not going to grow. They weren't going to achieve their goals unless they changed. But I'm getting the energy of like a secondary person who, with the Devil here, had bad habits, or like addictions, or ways of living that, if they still had those ways, wouldn't align with you. So they definitely have done some work on themselves. Because when I see knights as well, I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but I always get like two energies of like a fuckboy, but then also like the knight in shining armor, you know, the hero, the savior, whatever, you know. For me, I am seeing like two energies of like someone who almost seems too good to be true, and therefore you kind of think they might have these darker qualities about them, and they potentially do or did, but definitely some transformation has happened to fix their ways, for sure. Especially with the Tower card, they had to change something, because if they didn't, they would fumble future relationships. I think they may have fumbled one, and I don't know if that's with you or with somebody else. Maybe it takes a very long time, because we've got graceful persistence here. It might take them a very long time to get you to trust them and to build a connection with you, and they didn't want to fumble that, so they've had to do some sort of work and change and transform. There's definitely a mistrust. When you first meet this person, I don't think you feel trusting of them. I think you see them as a bit of a player, or someone who would deceive you or lie to you or manipulate you in order to get close to you. And so I don't know if you would even, you know, talk to this person day to day, but if you do, it's only friendship. Like, it's nothing more on your end. And I think either the friendship helps them to see even more how much they really want you, because of course when they first meet you, it's of course surface deep because they've just seen you. But as they get to know you, and that friendship, or just in general, that closeness, that proximity, that connection builds, the more they get to know about you, the more willing they are and determined they are, with graceful persistence, to put in the effort to change themselves, to be better for you. So I'm getting, like, as well, when I'm seeing like the Devil card, like somebody who likes to essentially just kind of sleep around and isn't very respectful of others. And I think they've had to change that if they want to accomplish what their end goal is, which is to have someone they genuinely love. I do see that as something they want, but they just didn't feel like they had to yet, or like they were allowed to have this disrespectful phase in order to then move into the next one. But that's not how that works. I feel like they thought they could kind of get away with things, but you call them out on it, because it doesn't just matter to you how you're treated, it also matters to you how your partner has treated previous partners. So I think you call them out on their behaviours that are toxic, and you make them change. They've definitely gone through a change, and the fact that it came out over the Seven of Cups here makes me feel like it's a change about not only how they manipulate people, but also their own delusions of how they think they're a great person, when actually you've pointed out that maybe they're not, and they've had to do some work to fix that. But with intuition, I feel like you're both very connected intuitively, but you have a strong sense of self. Like, you have a strong like connection to yourself, to the point that you're able to spot when they're sort of performing and being somebody they're not. You're able to spot when they're trying to manipulate you. But then we're getting like surrender to the divine with a full moon. I'm getting the sense that this is a divine, like, fated connection, and I am getting the good and the bad side, the angel and the devil, with what you've picked as well. So I think this person has some really good qualities as well, but they're fighting both sides of themselves. Let's get more on that. What are their good qualities? So we have the Four of Wands and the Nine of Swords. And what are their bad qualities? We have the Emperor and the Hierophant. And who do they need to become in order to be right for you? We have the Empress. Okay, so good qualities. They're very stable. They're very secure, very content with what they have. Nothing can really throw them off course. Like, when we have this Nine of Swords with all these anxieties and worries, they're able to keep not only others around them, but also themselves really calm, really grounded, especially because we're getting the crossover of the Emperor over here. This is an energy they have. Yes, it's come out on their bad side, but a part of the Emperor is being a good leader, and I think they have a really good ability to talk people out of their worries, their anxieties, their fears, including for themselves, and push through and persevere and be a very ambitious person. But then with the Emperor and the Hierophant, some of their bad qualities could be that they are a little bit of a dictator. They can be bossy, they can think they know best and their way is best, which can definitely be a bad thing. It could be that you don't fit in that sense, and this is something they have to completely change about themselves to be the right person for you. So they have to find balance between their energies. Kindness, being more nurturing, being more empathetic, supporting a community. They have to actively add to the lives of others around them in order to continue to be in the lives of the people that they care about. And only then can they really become your everything. Somebody worth appreciating, somebody worth celebrating, creating a connection with you that is really special. Only then can they get to that point. But at this point right now, in the stage of their life where they're at right now, they are not at that point where they are like this perfect person for you. And when I keep looking at the Tower card, I keep seeing the Lovers. I don't know if I said the Lovers when I pulled it out earlier, but it was actually the Tower card. But I keep looking at it and seeing the Lovers. So I'm seeing they have to be pushed out of this tower of thinking they are right, not hearing anybody else's thoughts or opinions, genuinely living in their bubble and thinking everybody else lives in that bubble too and thinks those same things as them. They're going to get a rude awakening when they realise nobody else has these sorts of extreme thoughts or feelings that they have, and they have to be pushed out of that tower if they want to find love. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. So how do they turn it around? Oh, we have the 9 of Cups. So yeah, filling up their life with love and abundance, hearing everybody's stories, being really considerate and caring and about other people's opinions, the things they have to say, their experiences. They really take them on board. They really listen. They become a part of the community. They really care about others. They've started listening to others, taking into consideration what they're saying, thinking about it, being thoughtful, being a critical thinker. Somebody who does the research and doesn't just blindly believe shit they see or hear through the grapevine. So this is somebody who is going to do all that work to be very emotionally fulfilled as a person so that they can then be emotionally fulfilling for their partner. Let's see what else you need to know about this person. 5 of Coins. Oh my goodness. What one is it? I actually felt like it was that one underneath. So the Ace of Pentacles. We also had the 4 of Wands. Sorry, I'm just like intuitively picking out of the bunch that came out because I'm picking up on, I think, this one. Some more than others. So we have the Chariot and the 4 of Wands with the 5 and Ace of Pentacles. So I think this person is used to getting what they want very quickly, and so when they can't really get you, it throws them for a loop. So I think that's the sort of catalyst for their change, is that they've never really had to put work into something before, and now they have to. But I think they're really quite an imaginative, creative, very stable. I'm getting that stability again. Very stable person. Because you had the Emperor with the 4 there. You had the 4 of Wands. You've got the 4 of Wands again over here. And then you're getting the Chariot with a ram on it. Which again, 4. Because of Aries. So, which can be in April. So that's where I'm getting that from, by the way. Just to explain myself. So obviously with 4s, it's stability. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, that is a solid foundation. So I'm getting that this person is very stable in the sense that when they do get rejection, when they do like face these difficulties, I think they understand they have to change something and work on something, and they start trying to figure out what it is they have to do when there's a lack of something in order to start again. They're happy to start again. They're happy to try again and keep going at something, because rams will like headbutt something all the time, even just as a form of like just interaction, like healthy interaction with other rams. But they do it because they're headstrong. They don't want to give up and they want what they want. So I think this is a very headstrong person, and even if initially when you first meet them they're not your cup of tea, they're gonna make sure they're your cup of tea. They're gonna put the effort in to make sure they're the perfect cup of tea for you. You know, they're gonna put the effort in. They're going to try again and again with all of these cards. That's what I'm getting here. They do not give up. They are a trier for sure. In terms of when... Wait, let me take a look at this card real quick. I'm going to ruin the order of everything, but I want to look at this one real quick. Okay, in terms of the star signs that have come out here, obviously I have mentioned Aries, so they could be an Aries, but we've got Sagittarius, which is another fire sign. They definitely could, but for sure I think they will have, and Leo as well, fire signs. So this is a fire sign person for sure. But with the Scorpio, they have some sort of cusp of water, like Pisces, a Cancer, a Scorpio. They've got a cusp of something, which is creating that emotional depth that helps them actually get out of that sort of stuck situation of being set in their ways. Having that emotional vulnerability actually helps them break free of some of their toxic patterns of behaviours as well. In terms of when you might meet this person, again, 4s were coming up a lot, so potentially in April, or potentially, so April next year, or potentially in, 4 years' time. But you do have a 6 and a 7 here. So you could also meet in June or July, either of this year or next, whenever this comes out. But I think this is coming out, I'm filming it before this April, but it's coming out after April. So if you meet them in April, I think it will be April the following year. Or if you've met someone in April that you're kind of like picking up on similar energies, it could just be that I filmed it at a time where it's accurate for you in the April, but I'm only posting it later. But yeah, so those are some of the dates that you could meet. I can actually ask the tarot cards. I found this resource that shows you what each card represents in terms of like a physical date. And so I can actually ask if there's a specific date we're allowed to know. So you have the Two of Swords. Let me go look that up in my book real quick. Okay, so the Two of Swords in my book says somewhere between September 23rd to October 2nd. So kind of close to July. Okay, so we're going more in the Scorpio territory over there. But that could be why the Scorpio is coming up. It could be indicating a time frame for you. But yeah, we're getting September 23rd to October 2nd for you. Okay, so now let's get some tags for you. Just to see more about this person, get to know more about them. I don't remember what cup is what, by the way, so we're just gonna see what traits these are, and we'll use all the cups, but we're gonna see. Okay, I think this is facial features because you have crooked teeth here. I think that's so cute, that's so pretty. I think, you know, crooked teeth or natural teeth are so gorgeous because I think it shows like somebody's character, somebody's life story in a really lovely way. And I heard someone on the train complaining about their crooked teeth, how they feel so embarrassed about it and how they want braces, and I was thinking, girl, your crooked teeth are beautiful, okay? I think it's just a lovely, like, nice thing, because it's so rare as well, because everybody has their teeth done. It's so rare to see someone with their natural teeth, so I always think it's something that's really nice and surprising about someone. So that's something that you might really like about them. They also have quite close set eyes and a really straight nose. Okay, we're gonna get the second cup. I love these cups. And we're gonna see what these are, because again, I don't actually remember. Okay, so these are like countries, potentially jobs, and like activities this person likes to do as well. So we have Bangladesh. So these are places you could meet, places either of you could be from, or just your heritage. Then we have India. And then I wonder if this is the job one, if I can get one of those out. Any of these jobs? No, but they are locations. So you have the museum. So you might meet at a museum or sightseeing. You have Moldova, and then you also have Trinidad and Tobago as well. Okay, then we've got this one. So let's see. Oh, okay, these are the jobs. So we have influencer. So one of you could be an influencer. Okay. What are these? Social media manager. Okay, so there really is a big emphasis on the internet, social media for some reason. And then we have healthcare assistant. So one of you could be a healthcare assistant, or it's like one of you is doing both. You know, trying to get into social media while also having a day job at the same time. We also have business administrator as well. By the way, a couple like song lyrics were getting into my head a second ago, and one of them was like, my sign is no, my number is no, you need to let go. So I feel like you very much resist this person, which is why we're getting such a strong energy of being like headstrong and going after something and being persistent, is because there's a lot of no's. Okay, so, oh, what's this? So we have high energy. They have a lot of energy. They're a very bold person. Smells like vanilla. So they might not actually smell like vanilla, it's just that they smell really good to you. Very natural. We have that they are very leggy. They've got quite long legs. And let's get one more. Oh, we've got two more. Okay. So we have symbol birthmark. So that's like a birthmark that is shaped like something. So I've met people before who had like a birthmark shaped like a strawberry. Some people have one shaped like a moon. Like, you know, it's a shape, a determined shape. And then they also have a widow's peak. So that's, for those of you who don't know, you know, the little like V, that kind of, or hairline that goes down the middle a little bit. But yeah, so that's what we're seeing for your next person, your next relationship. Don't date them before they've done their work, okay? Because they're not worthy of you until that point. So that was your reading, pile 1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you were drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on Tea and Tarot. Bye. Okay, hello my pile 2s. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the little moon and star bats, which I'm going to place here, and let's get into your oracle cards. So you have communication is key, new moon in Gemini. Okay, this person could be a Gemini straight away. We also have Azurite. I find wisdom and maturity through spiritual growth. With the number 3, we have awareness, empathy and understanding with the throat, third eye and crown chakra, and Aries. There's also a little Aquarius sign up there too, so they could be an Aries, an Aquarius or a Gemini, or you could be. So before we get into your tarot cards, I actually just want to get some more oracle cards about this person, or potentially people, the options that are available to you in love, coming in soon. Okay, so we have the otter and cattail with peace in reverse. Any other cards? I'm feeling this one here. What is this? The badger and ginkgo with healing wounds in reverse. Okay, let's get one of these cards for you as well. Oh, felt like it was one of those. Okay, you also have naked as well. Where am I going to put that here? No, I'm very immature for laughing at that, but I'm laughing because it's like on your romance kind of love card, love reading. Of course something about being naked would come up. It's just like, it's so accurate. But with naked, I see a sense of vulnerability. So with communication is key, I think no matter how vulnerable it makes them feel or you feel, sometimes, you know, you have to have like awkward or uncomfortable conversations in order to make sure that the relationship is smooth sailing and it's going well. So I think this is a really good sign of a very emotionally deep person. Potentially a water sign, or not a water sign, but of course with Aquarius, even though they're an air sign, they have that water symbol. So again, just something like that where there's someone who's quite deep and emotional. I also like that you've got new moon. I think pile 1 had a full moon, so this is like the next step to that, the cycle repeating or starting over. And then you've got an Aries here, and pile 1 had that. If you were drawn to pile 1, feel free to check them out. But if not, ignore me. But I am just seeing some similarities here. So yeah, so let's find out more about your person. So you have the 2 of Swords in reverse, or your love life in general. You have the King of Swords, okay. You have the Page of Pentacles. You have the Hanged Man. You have the Devil, you have the 6 of Cups, and you have the 8 of Cups as well. Okay. By the way, I'm going to be making notes throughout your reading, just so I can keep track of all the things I say, because this is going to be a bit of a long one, so that I don't get, you know, carried away with myself. But I think this person is straight away, of course, going to be a really good communicator with you. Very emotionally available. This person heals your inner child, because I'm seeing like 2 versions of yourself. I'm seeing healing wounds in reverse with peace next to the 6 of Cups. So to me, that's really giving something about healing your inner child. As I say that, a child outside screams. Okay, I think the kid screaming outside happily is kind of giving the energy of like teaching you not to be afraid to like stand out and be yourself and be out of your shell. If you were like shunned for being very expressive, especially emotionally as a child, and that's maybe made you retreat a lot into yourself as an adult, this person is teaching you to let that side of yourself back out, to fill up all your cups yourself so that no one else fills them for you, and that you're not dependent on anybody else and not prone to being manipulated for that reason. I think they really help to heal that side of yourself. This is also potentially someone you build a family with as well. With the Two of Swords, potentially you have two people that you have to choose from as well, which could be why I'm seeing lots of twos. You know, the two babies over here, the two people here. So I was seeing it as two versions of yourself, healing yourself internally. It can also be two options that you have, but it could also be battling two sides of yourself for some reason. Maybe you might not be compatible with this person in the sense that they might really like a lot of communication and emotional vulnerability, and you might struggle to express that. And so maybe you find it hard. I see you as a bit of an overthinker, worrying that because of these differences you might not be compatible. Like this person's here contemplating, thinking, so is this person, so is this person. I'm seeing lots of contemplation about what's right or who is right. So if there are two options for you, you're like struggling to pick between the two. Or you're struggling to choose between two sides of yourself if there are two people to choose from. Like, do you go with, you know, the person that makes you feel really good, or the person that makes you feel really safe, or the person who seems like they have more stability versus the person who's a little bit more of a risk? Like, I think there's something you're debating here, especially with the Devil card. There's kind of, I think, a toxic shadow side to yourself that is a little bit unhealed. So I think when we have the King of Swords here, one of your options is very secure within themselves, and that means that when, you know, you show interest and you guys are talking, or if you don't show interest, or if you try anything a little bit toxic where you're like, yeah, I was talking to somebody else today, you know, trying to like make them a little bit jealous, they just don't go for it. It doesn't affect them, at least on the surface. Of course they have feelings, things do affect them, but they're so mature and they're so stable and grounded that they're really unaffected by this, and it triggers something in your shadow side because they're very healed, they're very secure, and for that reason they're not reacting in a way that an insecure, unhealed person would, with a lot of jealousy and possessiveness and, you know, you're mine and this, like, which is what you're looking for, because a part of you isn't healed as well, and you might be looking for that and you might be into that, and so it triggers you a little bit. And so I think with one of your options, they're really good for you. I think both options will be good for you, but one of your options is not fueling that kind of toxic shadow side of yourself. So this person almost holds up a mirror to yourself and reflects back to you an issue you might actually have within yourself because of their lack of toxicity. So it puts you in a position where you end up thinking and contemplating a lot about who's right and what to do. I also think that person that I'm talking about, that same person, is very in tune with animals as well. I think they're very sweet with animals. So I kind of want to ask a little bit more. If these are two options, can we have some cards to represent option one, please? The Magician. We'll have option one over here, option two over here. Okay. Justice. Yes, I'm getting strong vibes of someone is good with animals. The Ace of Wands and the Eight of Wands. And then person two, please. Can we know more about them? We have the Four of Pentacles. We have, oh, there are two cards here. The Hierophant, the Page of Cups, the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so option two, I think they might struggle to have time for you. Again, both people are really stable, but in different ways. I think option one is stable in a very mature emotional way. In terms of their emotions, they're very stable. Person two is very stable in terms of the kind of life they lead, their belief systems. They're very stable in the sense that like they're very ambitious and they're going after what they want. They're very stable financially, but because of that stability, they have to juggle a lot of different tasks in order to keep up that financial stability. And so they might not have the time for you that they want, or that they wish they had for you, or that you wish they had for you. And so there might be a little bit of difficulty in that arena, but in terms of their beliefs, they really align with you and you really like that. They've got a lot of love to give you, which you really like. But with person 1, this is a great manifester, but almost it kind of feels like they might be a little bit manipulative because they are so stable. I don't think they are, by the way. I think this is your interpretation of them. But I think because they are so stable in their emotions, in a way where I would say it almost exceeds your emotional stability, that it almost gives them an advantage or a sense of power over you, where it almost feels like they are manipulating you and they're really not. They genuinely are being calm and just being like unbothered. But I think for you, you're thinking they're trying to get some sort of reaction out of you because they're not reacting, ironically, because of your own shadow work that needs to be done. But again, this person's beliefs really align with yours. They have a strong sense of justice. They know right from wrong. They really love animals. I'm getting like potentially a vegan vibe from this person. They're very intelligent, emotionally and otherwise very intelligent, and they know how to get what they want. They will definitely initiate things with you. I think both people will, because I'm getting the vibe of, with the Page of Cups holding the cup out like that, it's like offering something to you. But then with the Ace of Wands, it's like they're the initiator, they're the starter, they're starting something. I'm very much getting that they're both initiators. I'm getting that they're very powerful and impressive in their own ways, because there's 3 signs here of them holding something. But then the same thing is going on here where they're like holding something. So they very much have like a lot of power. They have a lot to offer, a lot to give. So I think you're really torn between the two. I think this person might be slightly more fun to be around, whereas this person might be slightly, even though they are fun probably, but I'm not disputing that, but I think this person might be slightly more like practical. This person can be very like emotionally triggered, whereas this person I think is very emotionally stable. But because this person is so full of love, obviously, not that this person isn't, but I think that means that they feel very exposed, feel very vulnerable, putting their heart out there. This person does, but they also recognise it's not a reflection of themselves, so they don't mind putting themselves out there if it means they can get what they want. What do you like about person 1? We have the 8 of Cups coming out again. And for person 2, you have the 2 of Wands and the Knight of Wands for why you like them. You like the speed with which this person comes after you and the urgency they have for you, their desire, their strong want for you, and the fact that they seem to be just very orientated on you two being a thing. You really like that energy. But with this person, you do really like that this person has the ability to be unbothered, because it almost gives you an opportunity to reflect and change yourself. It highlights something to you about what a healthy person and healthy relationship looks like. While being emotionally overly invested isn't necessarily a toxic thing, obviously this is definitely working from within a healed place. And so it does impress you that this person is able to turn away from things that don't work for them, or not put up with anybody's, bullshit. They just walk away. They handle things in a very mature way, in a very dignified, graceful, impressive kind of way. And you really like that about that person. Okay, so when might you meet these people? You had 3 on this card, didn't you? So you might meet in March of next year. And you keep getting loads of 8s, so potentially August as well. But let's see when you're going to meet person 1 and person 2. Oh my gosh, you've got an 8 again, so probably August. Person 2, you've got Ace of Swords. So basically you can like pull a tarot card and actually find like specific dates based on those tarot cards. I found a resource that showed me this the other day and I've made a note of it in my booklet. So I'm just going to look those up for you now. Where's my book? Okay, so for person 1, you might be meeting between May 21st and May 31st, or as I said, August. For person 2, there isn't a date, so I feel like you're either not supposed to know this when you're going to meet this person, or this is who the August is about. This one's a mystery. They might come in at the same time. That could also be what that means as well. I can pull you another card if you're not satisfied with that, and we'll see. We have the Three of Coins. I also felt this one at the bottom. Hold on. And the Ace of Cups. Again, you shouldn't know. Oh my goodness. Okay. But lots of love energy there. So let's look at the Three of Coins. So that is the 31st of December to the 9th of January, potentially for person 2. Oh, I also just want to add that the animals that have come out here, for person 1, this person is very in tune with themselves, in tune with their intuition, very deep emotionally. They do feel a lot, and they do feel like the pain of, you know, worrying if you're not going to pick them or if you're going to be with somebody else, but they choose to deal with it in a very dignified way because they wouldn't want to put that on you, that they're feeling that way, to sort of sway you to make a decision, because they don't want to manipulate you, and because they're working from within a healed place. They kind of have the energy of what will be, and it's up to you to make that decision, and they'll respect whatever decision you come up with. But then with the Ace of Cups and the 3 here, the Three of Pentacles, for person 2, this person has so much love to give, but arguably that love might be a teensy bit self-serving, in the sense that if you were to try and rile them up, they would have a reaction, because like they would be very emotional and be like, you know, trying harder, pushing harder, because they don't care if you feel swayed by how they feel. They want you to feel swayed, and they want you to pick them. And then with the bumblebees here, this is someone who works fast, who almost is quite intense to begin with, because they just want you to think about them and focus on them. It's like almost like a little bit love bomby, but I'm not getting a negative energy from person 2 at all. It's just very like buzz, 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 constantly talking, constantly being around, constantly like trying to get you to think about them all the time. So this person feels slightly more intense, whereas this person, and extroverted, whereas this person feels slightly more introverted, but also quite a little bit self-martyry. Like, oh well, if I don't get this person, what will be, I deserve it. You know what I mean? Like, they feel a little bit like that as well. Okay, so let's get some tags now for both people. I think this one is facial features and, you know, traits and characteristics and things. So let's get for person 1. We have protruding eyes, square teeth, a narrow mouth, crow's feet. Those are the like little wrinkles around the eyes where they laugh a lot, and freckles. So these are all things that you really like about this person, that you notice first. For person 2, we have a jutting out chin, quite like a pointy chin, a little button nose. They have heavy lidded eyes. They have an aquiline nose, and they have bluish yellowish eyes. Okay, person 1. I think these are like locations you might meet, things like that. So this is a brand new person. You do not know this person, you've never met them before. You also have Malta, so you or they could be from Malta, or you could meet there. For person 2, we have Croatia, and we have home. So that means either they make you feel very at home, very comfortable, they feel very familiar, but it could also mean that you meet them at home, which means you'll probably be online, or you have like a house party or something, but for some reason you meet them like in your home, so on your phone, on social media, or at a party or something. Okay, so you have business administrator for person 2, because it fell out there as a potential job. You also have conservation officer and speech and language therapist. So these are all potential jobs for that person, because of course a few of you might watch this video, so not everything will apply to everybody. So you have aerospace engineer, and you also have customer service for person 1, as well as graphic designer. Okay, let's get some answers. Now with your 4th cup for person 1, about their body now. So this tag says sloping shoulders. They also have a middle part in their hair usually. They're very supportive. They also have slicked back hair. For person 2, we have smells like cinnamon. So essentially they smell good. They have tattoos. Oh, we have smells like the ocean, and we also have smells like shea butter. So this person smells incredible to you. That's something you notice about them straight away. And they have light brown skin as well. Okay. So that was your reading pile 2. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you felt drawn to any other piles, feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on TìandTarot. Bye! Okay, welcome to your reading pile 3. So you chose the Snake Moon earrings, which I'll place here. And these are your first set of oracle cards. So you have Pyrite with the number 3. I succeed in all my endeavours. You have the Leo zodiac, all chakras, and your keywords are prosperity, protection, deflects negativity, luck, abundance, and pursuit of dreams. Wow, that's so amazing. So lots of luck with this connection. Potentially they're your dream come true as well. You're protected on this journey, and you're going to get someone very impressive. You're going to strike gold with them. Going to have a really positive, loving connection, because we've got deflects negativity here. They could be a Leo, or you could be, but we also have the number 3 here, so you could meet them in March. You also have luck is on your side. Wow. Yes, lots of luck. This person is going to make you feel like you've struck gold. Like this is somebody very special. This is somebody you're really happy with, that you're really glad you got. And you've got new moon in Sagittarius. I think pile 2 was a new moon as well. So you or they could be a Sagittarius as well. So either way, lots of fire sign energy. So far, a lot of the piles have had like strong fire sign energies. Let's get some oracle cards for you now. Ooh. Okay, I'm not taking all of these. So what one is it? I suppose I could take all of them. So you have travel. You have insects. You have door. You have watches and clocks. Okay. You guys might be on different time zones. I think this person could be in a completely different country to you. Because I'm seeing travel, doors, and watches, clocks, time. You're living in completely different worlds in a sense, especially with insects, because I always think with like insects, they live in a whole nother world, but they're in the same world as us. Like they're so mini, and they have these mini little like communities that they go back to, and they have their like you think of a bee, they have a full hive, they have a full system, a way of working. So do ants, and yet they're dismissed all the time. People don't really like look at them or think about them because we're in our own big giant world, you know. So it's like you guys are in 2 different worlds almost, which is why I'm getting the idea that you don't live in the same place. And with door, it's almost like you're transported into a brand new place. When you meet this person, or in order to continue to see them or meet them or meet with them, you guys have to travel a lot to each other. So that's something I'm getting as well. I wonder how you meet then. And let's get your other oracle cards. Okay, so we have the Mouse and Buttercup with Innocence. And we have the Vulture and Asphodel with Upheaval as well. I think that was in reverse though. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. I'm not taking the reverse meanings, but I'll reverse it anyways. We also have Leadership with the Bear and Cedar. We also have the rooster and sunflower with communication. Yes, there is something... There's something very strong about communication going on here as well. Because if you live in 2 different places, 2 different time zones, it's really hard to stay in contact with somebody, because if you're like going to sleep when they're waking up, they're texting you throughout the day, but you're asleep. So it's like, it's really hard to sort of have that communication. So especially with roosters, these are animals that wake you up in the morning, that get you up. So it's almost like, you know, it's night for one of you and morning for the other if the communication is a bit of a struggle. Innocence is giving that this might be a brand new relationship for you, potentially your first one, or for them as well. So it's a really sweet, cute love for sure. Again, we are with the upheaval definitely seeing a sense of distance, but with upheaval and with the vulture, vultures build something out of the rubble, out of the remains of things that people no longer want, you know, what people would consider trash or whatever. They kind of build something upon that foundation. They live in that. So I think if the distance is a struggle for you guys, you will definitely come up with a solution to build something from that failure, to build something from what's no longer working, from what needs to be left behind, from what is essentially, you know, no longer working for you. You build something brand new. So it could be that you guys decide to live together at, you know, a neutral location, not your home country, not theirs, but like one where you're both getting to start again or start from the beginning. Or potentially you move to them or they move to you. But if it is a move, I feel like they move to you, because I think they're willing to sacrifice and compromise because they just want to be around you. And I think you have a very like equal balanced relationship of like, you make unanimous decisions together. You make decisions together, not, you know, there's no one kind of trying to be the boss or trying to take over. You work through things together. And so there's like that very lovely, sweet energy that I'm kind of getting there. Okay. So let's find out more about this person. I do want to see how you guys will meet. So I'm going to ask that first, actually. How do you guys actually meet? Okay, so we have the 8 of Swords and the Lovers. Oh my gosh, I love that. It is destined for you guys to meet. Like, that's why you meet. It's destined. It's love at first sight as well, by the way. But this person over here with the 8 of Swords is blindfolded. So I'm seeing 2 things. Either this person is someone that you're set up with. You actually might not have any idea who they are. It could be somebody who, by the way, this is no one from your past. This is a brand new person. But it could be somebody where you're not expecting to meet them. It's like you bump into each other in the weirdest way, or while traveling. Or it's someone you don't physically see before you meet. So you could meet online as well. Okay. And potentially you meet in your subconscious first as well. Like, you might have dreams about this person before you even meet them. And you're like, who is that? And like, they don't have a face in your dream, but like, you just, when you meet them, you have this feeling and you're like, it's you. Okay, so to find out more about this person, we have the 6 of Wands and the Page of Swords. Another 6, because the Lover's over here with the 6. So lots of love, lots of healthy relationships, healthy community, a lot of luck as well. I'm taking all of these because I felt all of them. You have the 3 of Pentacles. You have the Knight of Swords in reverse. You have the Sun card. The Hermit in reverse. The 2 of Cups. So you've got all the love cards, by the way. And the Knight of Pentacles as well. Yeah, okay. This is someone who really loves you. You've got the 2 of Cups, you've got the Lovers, the Sun card with all that success. So you've got 1, 2 Knights. You've got that white horse. By the way, the white horse, the Sun, these lion imageries, another white horse here. These all represent luck, love, prosperity, like striking gold basically, and you've had so many like luck is on your side kind of imageries and messages, and you've got that protection symbol here as well. This is a divinely protected connection. It's destined to happen for you two. This is probably your soulmate. That's the vibe I'm getting. This is someone very special to you, and they see you as someone very special as well. They feel like they've, you know, won the jackpot with you, and vice versa. This is a very extroverted, very bold person. I am getting that fiery energy. I'm seeing lots of like bold stances in terms of being on the horse, riding in, you know, lots of wind in the hair going on. But at the same time, I'm seeing this kind of shyness, because this Page of Swords here, her face is turned the other way, and while she's still being bold and brave with the sword in the air, she seems quite shy. With the Three of Pentacles, I keep looking at them and they look like they are really like stuck in something, like very locked in on something. So I feel like this person's locked in on you, but at the same time it's almost like they're also trying to not look bothered, because it's like the POV is us looking and all three of these people are looking the other way. So it almost feels like this person tries not to look at you a lot. They don't want to get caught. All of them are kind of looking the other way. They don't want to get caught looking at you. This is the only card where they seem to be looking directly at you, and it's because they've got a shield on, like a helmet on, and then a sword in front of their face, so they feel safe to do so. I think this person finds you very intimidating. They find you very hard to look at, and they're always trying to get glimpses of you because they want to look at you, but at the same time they don't want you to catch them looking, because it sends like a jolt through them when you look at them, where they're like awestruck by your beauty and they can't believe they're looking at you, and they just don't want you to know like how much they're obsessed with you, because it's embarrassing for them, and it's also awkward like putting themselves out there, putting their heart on their sleeve. But I do think they have that bravery and that extroverted energy to definitely put themselves out there with this kind of extroverted sunflower energy, and with all this like lion imagery, all these yellows. Very bold person, I think. Very happy, very positive, because with yellow there's a lot of like charisma, wanting to be seen, wanting to be looked at. Like they want you to notice them in the same way they're noticing you. They're very locked in on you for sure. So what is it about you that kind of makes them, you know, get kind of locked in there? Oh, okay, so we have the Chariot. We've also got the Ram there. So I'd say you're quite a headstrong person, you're quite forward, you're quite determined, very ambitious. These are all qualities they see in you straight away that they really like. I also think you might have very striking and contrasting features. It's the way you style yourself, the way you dress, something like that, but it's very striking, it's very noticeable. You also come across as very passionate to them, a very passionate person. Also as someone very intimidating, also very mysterious. Okay, so let's see what you notice about them first, what you really like about them. Again, we're getting this feed. You guys are kind of matched, like you're very similar people. You're both probably that yellow personality energy, that very extroverted, chatty, happy, kind energy. But we've got the Knight of Wands here, so again we're getting the speed. This person is an initiator, which I think you like. I think they must initiate with you, especially with all the Knight cards that you have, and the Page cards, and then you've also, I mean, this is your third Knight here as well, and you've got the Page here. They're definitely an initiator, and you really like that about them. They're very quick with knowing what they want, making up their mind in the same way that you are, and going after what they want and knowing what it is they like. And they're really good at manifesting what they want as well. It's almost like it's just written in the stars for you guys, and the universe is like, oh, you want each other? I'll help that. I'll help with that. And you just really like that about them. You like how similar they are to you and how familiar they feel as well. Okay. So when will you guys meet? So you did have a 3 here, so potentially you'll meet in May. But I can also do this thing where I'll pull like a tarot card for you, and I can actually look up in my book that I have what day this card represents, or what dates, so we can see when you guys are going to meet, if you're supposed to know that. If you're not supposed to know that, you'll probably get like an ace, because those aren't represented by anything. So you have the Tower card, and you also have the King of Swords. Oh, the Tower card. I will just say, I think, because I'm seeing that, you might meet when you're forced to. Because now the last word left, because of all these cards, is travel. You might meet at a time where you are forced out of your comfort zone, forced out of your safety net, your home, or like, you know, something like that. You're forced to go adventure or go traveling. It could be like you had a remote job, now your job is like partly remote, part in person. It could be that you've had to move for some reason, but either way, for some reason you're forced to kind of put yourself out there, and that could be when you meet. The Tower card also represents meeting abruptly. Very soon, very suddenly, very unexpectedly. Okay, so the camera died and I just kept going. So, so you didn't catch the last bit of the reading. I've already pulled all of your tags. I'll happily pull them again because, you know, I understand if you want to see me pull them, that's fine. So some of you can take these and some of you can take what I'm going to do next. But yeah, what I was saying was that the Tower card is about meeting abruptly. So you meet them very suddenly in the time frame that you meet them, very unexpectedly, like you don't see it coming. And with the King of Swords, that represents the January 10th to February 8th. So somewhere at the early beginning of next year, you meet them in a way that's very abrupt. So again, you might have to abruptly get called into work, or maybe there's an abrupt move or something, but you meet them very suddenly. Very quickly, because there's lots of speedy energy with your pile. Okay, so for your tags that I pulled, which I'll redo now, but you got deep set eyes, evenly proportioned face, an elongated face, contact lenses, and tattoos and scars potentially on their face. So that could be like a scarred eyebrow or a little tear tattoo. It's something small but something noticeable. You could meet them at a park or a party, and either of you could be from or could meet in Venezuela or the Czech Republic. And then for jobs, this person could potentially be a therapist, a photographer, a speech and language therapist, or a horse riding instructor. And for some of their more like physical and emotional traits, we have perfect despite the odds, we have sloped shoulders, we have very enthusiastic, so lots of that like lovely yellow sunshine energy. We also had clear communication, which I loved that came out next to your communication card, because of course with a rooster, they are really good at communicating. They're good at, you know, telling you, hey, it's the morning, you know, they're good at being like that. But at the same time, because it's in reverse and we did have that travel element, it does also seem like it's like you talk at the wrong times, like you miss each other almost. They might have spiky hair. We also have smells like the ocean, so they might go swimming in the ocean a lot. That might be something they enjoy, but it could also just be that they smell good to you. They might have dark brown skin, short fingers, short limbs, and we have judgmental here. So I was sort of saying that because they know they're a good, kind person, they know they're a safe person, they almost think they are then absolved from anything negative they say, and they don't realise some of the things they say can be rude because they think they're a good person and they don't realise other people don't know that. And so I think they have the tendency to piss people off sometimes as well. And then I had this card, and I actually have no idea what I was thinking when I wrote this, but it says Herculean. I have no clue what that means. If any of you know what that means, then good for you. But, you know, feel free to let me know, because I don't know. But I think I was going for homunculus. So that's like a perfectly formed miniature person. So, especially because we have short fingers, short limbs, I think that definitely applies here. But as I said, you missed that part of your reading, so I'm happy to do it again. Crew cut, potentially, for their hairstyle. Introverted extrovert. So they actually have a lot of introverted qualities, but they are extroverted in their actions, which was really coming clear with the not looking elements of the card, you know, being shy. We also have potentially curly hair. And we also have smells like cinnamon. Yeah, this person smells very good to you. They might like to cook as well. And we have an attractive décolletage, so really nice like collarbone. So for a profession potentially. We have, oh, we got a few, okay. Speech and language therapist came out again. We have carpentry. We have cleaner, app developer, and someone in the public eye. So I just want to say, of course, if any of these things contradict each other, just remember that a few of you might be watching this pile or might have picked this pile, so only take what resonates. So this will only apply to, like, you know, one of your persons, and then for somebody else something else applies to that person. So don't think, you know, this person has like 1,000 jobs. Like, you know, it will probably be one, maybe max two. Let's get some of these. So this could be potentially where you guys meet, or where you're from, or where you travel to together, or where you move to. So you have the United Kingdom, concert, lots of fun energy with where you're meeting this person. We have South Africa, we have December, so you could meet them in December. We have Dominica, and we have El Salvador. Ooh, so let's see what things you notice about their face. So you have wide set eyes, bluish goldish eyes, curly hair. Okay, we're getting curly hair again. We're getting straight hair for some of you. We're getting piercings, straight eyebrows, a dainty nose, and potentially dyed hair as well. So that was your reading pile 3. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you felt drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on TìandTarot.